We have seen all kinds of different game plug-and-play devices, but the K8 Pro is going to give us something slightly different. On the box already says we have the option to have the Android, but also to play games with 20,000 built-in games. Full HD video streaming, but that is not what I want to focus on today. I want to see what does it is, what can it do, and what kind of games can we actually play. So how about specifications? It comes with the H313 quad-core, then a GPU to G31, OpenGL 3.2, 2 gigs of RAM, and it comes with 16GB internal storage, but we can only upgrade it to only 64GB. Man, what the heck is going on? The reason why I don't really love these Android boxes anymore, or sticks, is for a simple reason. And that comes with Linus Tech that did a video about those Chinese boxes, and many of them were having some really shady stuff going to it. So that's why I love about these, let's say, simple EmuElec devices, because this is software that actually is not tinkered with. You don't need any internet and whatsoever. So I came across this thing for not like a lot of money, but I was really curious, what are we getting with this? Is this anything that worth buying? Because yeah, streaming, there are all kinds of different ways, but I would not use a stick like this for that. I would just grab myself like an Nvidia Shield or something that is powerful, that runs everything. But let's see what's going on in the box itself. So we're having here the game stick. Yep, this is where all the magic is will happening. And we have seen this stick design before. And yeah, it's absolute, oh man, it's the same 8K Ultra HD shenanigans. That is quite unfortunate. So we're going to remove this, you can just plug it in. So this thing is very slim, so maybe it will fit in most HDMI devices. It can be a monitor or a television. So opening up will gives us the two controllers. So I'm glad they going for these, let's say, PlayStation 5 knockoffs. We went from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 5 knockoffs, and these are not like superb quality. There are no rumble, so the D-pad is quite decent. We have like nice rubberized joysticks. The buttons feel very cheap, but I did read, but also noticed only one single time with all of the stuff I've reviewed that my D-pad wasn't working, or it was not working at all. So that happens. And over here we're going to be needing to adding 2 batteries. Let's see what's going on underneath. Haha, the dongle. That's the dongle we're going to be needing. We're going to be plugging this in on already. There we go. And in here we're having an extension cord, some explanation about the Android TV thing going on. We're having over here the remote that we're going to be needing for navigation. And okay, we do, what the heck? Seems to be having a separate remote. And indeed we're having a barrel jack connection over there, so that's something we're going to be needing. And then the micro USB, because how are we going to be connecting this? So what you're going to be needing to do is actually very simple. The micro USB is going to be into a 5V. It's going to be like 2 amps minimum at least. Otherwise, if it's going to be lower, you're going to be having problems. This is the SD card. We're getting new generations like the YC 64GB card. And it's the maximum this thing can actually hold. It's pretty horrible. Has like this weird Android 12. What was it saying on the box? Some Android 12, something going on over there. I cannot really recall it. It supports 8 and 4 and 2K, and yeah, you know, that's going to be a lot of shenanigans with this. So yeah, these Android devices, Android 12.1, that was the one actually. But let's plug it in and let's see if this thing is booting up and can we actually play freaking games. We're going to be needing a lot of batteries, so let's plug in the AA over here and the controller. So we can actually use that part. Let's see if it's going to be enabled, and then we're going to be getting into the remote itself. Let's power that thing on. Everything has been connected to the back and we're ready to go. Loading times of the Android box is absolutely ridiculous how long it is. I have no idea why this is taking so long, but maybe this is going to be the first setup and boot up. But this is what I mean. Yep. Oh, there we go, finally. Press and hold the left and right, the buttons to keep them unchanged. Okay. Okay, so let's see what's going on. And okay, the LED will flash quickly and the remote control automatically pairing. Bluetooth remote pairing. Oh, it actually works. Okay, that's interesting. The controller will work through the dongle that we have implemented. And so far, nope, nothing is working. It's still pairing. Oh, the bond is filled. I don't know why, but it actually seems to be working. Okay, so let's see what's going on. We're having favorites and the apps. So well, let's see what's going on in the apps. Man, this doesn't... Is this seriously like the brand new version? Like the 12? Whatever, this is not looking very nicely. So we're having over here a Netflix Mod Plus. Okay, I don't want to get into that shady stuff. We have some emulator setup, 64 Plus, but we're going to be looking into this, the game box. SD card implemented, so we can actually get into that. The game center, how it's called. So let's see if we can actually do something in here, because I had some problems with some other models back in the day. Can I actually use the controller? Yeah, I can. Cool. So let's see what's going on over here. So it actually showcases how much space I'm having. A 1.16 gigabyte only left from all the other stuff. So we have this very nice layout. We do have the option to set the handle. Oh, it actually noticed both, but not configured. So I'm gonna get into this over here. Yep, there we go. All right. So we do have actually all of the different emulators. Even GameCube is on here. So they are pushing it to the limit when it comes to that. But the question remains, can we actually boot something up? Because I have noticed back in the day that we had like these very weird things. If you're going to be booting something up, you need to activate it or some kind. No, they didn't do that with this particular thing. So that is great. But let's see how the overall menu works. It's a ultra widescreen shenanigans. Hey, look what it is. Screen settings. Hey, are they going to be starting to learn? Let's see if I can set it up. Okay, there we go. 4:3. Original quality. Quick load, quick save. I don't want to exit the game, so I'm guessing I need to press B. So it's still not like it should be, but this is much better because it's actually like an upright cabinet game. So you normally like need to switch, or I need to like mess around with the screen itself. But okay, so that is promising, but I do have the feeling that it stutters like crazy. But let's get into some more games. So this is working fine. Okay, we can even check out different. Let's say Pixel Perfect 2 times. You know, let's go 3 times. Oh yeah, we can actually mess with that too. Oh, that's interesting. So software wise, they did implement a lot of cool stuff. That's something we're going to be messing around with some a little bit more. But if we're going to be looking into, let's say, the naming, oh man, they have like the normal files. Like ghouls, but .zip, everything. Like there is no normal naming. Oh man. You know, there is always something they need to mess up, and they absolutely did. But it is not the case if you're going to be using this with the normal Game Boy Advance. We do have like the .gba file on here, but it does have like the normal names. So that's good. Okay, that's great. But let's test out a couple of systems. And GameCube, okay. But you know what's interesting? Do I have a brain fart? Where's the other stuff? Like, where's Dreamcast? We do have GameCube now, but we don't have Dreamcast. That is weird. They did remove something that was normally on most of these things running okay. I do notice that the volume is really low when it comes to this particular game, but I also noticed that it stutters. Oh, don't you love it when they actually make something decent and then realizing that they completely messed it up. Yeah, this stutters like crazy. It's like to the point that it's unplayable. Like it's really bad. And this is just one of the reasons why I love to test these things, you know. It's not like to punish myself with all the Chinese crap, but it's just actually to warn you all. It's like when you're seeing all those fancy game sticks and you realized how bad the overall performance is, and I cannot do a Shoryuken. Oh, there we go. Man, the control is also very difficult to play with. But there is nothing much we can do. That's it. Original quality 4:3. No, it doesn't influence anything when it comes to, let's say, the game overall performance. Bad. There is also no search function, or so what I understand of. But no, this is not amazing. But let's get some Crash Nitro cards and let's see how this works. And also, Game Boy Advance runs like crap. Yeah, they managed to mess up also all the other. But okay. We're going to be getting into the game. I do wonder, how is it possible that they have like such an overall let's say, great performance. I want to say it's going to be like the ultimate game stick, but performance-wise, we have played these, let's say, games on way, let's say, low-power chips. But now they completely mess up this with just Game Boy Advance. Whoa, and it runs really slow. It feels like having a serious, like, input delay. But it's interesting. I went in the menu, the quick menu. I went back, and it started doing some better performance. Let's go to default. Let's go back to the game. Oh no, I was thinking maybe this has some positive influence, but no. Well, let's say if we're going to be messing with the original quality. Oh no, 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 crap. Let's say the original quality. Let's go, let's say pixel perfect 4 times. No, no, nothing helps. Nothing at all. So far so good. There's a strike on the Game Gear, and yep, it seems to be working as it should be. But let's get into some gameplay and let's see if they mess this part up too. Because some of the parts of the Game Boy Advance had the option to actually play. Let's see what's going on. The audio is very low now again. You can notice it a lot when it comes to some of these, let's say, emulators. But they didn't mess it up. This seems to be running on just full speed. That's nice. So, okay, PC Engine also seems to be working just fine. So it's interesting to see is that how they managed to mess up some systems. It just blew up the bunny. Normally like these weird blobs, but they're actually like bunnies now. What the heck is that on some weird robot? But performance-wise, this is great, man. Absolutely. But with MAME Arcade, let's try a different folder. I just wanted to see what happens if we're going to be playing some MAME games. Yeah, we can still hear the stuttering going on. And the reason why, because when it comes to the emulators, I was hoping they were using for the MAME a different emulator. But you can just clearly hear this is not like it's supposed to be. So I realized why not grab the freaking remote and see if we can crank up the volume. And that seems to be working. Oh, what a delay. It's absolutely insane. Come on. There we go. So you can also hear actually what's going on with this game stick. Chicken golden eggs. Ooh, come on. Break it on. You against me. Baba! Is this guy Terminator or what? There we go. 2 against 1. Come on, who's first? Oh, about the emulation, as you can see, it seems to be running just fine. And for you, ultimate power! Let's try to play some Atari. Okay. I'm just going to be in this video just randomly like mixing all kinds of different emulators and to see what's going on, but that 26 seems to be working fine. And also here we can mess around with quick load, quick save and everything. The Mortal Kombat game I really hated and loved. This was like the perfect game to get into raging. But let's see what's going on with the control, because most of the time there's another thing they mess up. Okay, so the controls seem to go fine. Can I actually punch? No. Oh man, they mapped everything to the right joystick, okay. Oh, the controls of this game was so horrible. Okay, that was the option. Can I switch? There we go. This was such a funny game, but also a very horrible one. Okay, let's see, where's the block button? Oh, I completely don't know what I'm doing here. Oh! But the Malaysia performance of the N64 is okay for the two-dimensional stuff, but let's see what's going on if you're going to be doing something more exciting. Yeah, because if you're going to be trying out some other games, you can actually hear that this is not going to be the ultimate performance. These games are like way too difficult to emulate on these cheaper games. They keep adding them and trying it, but it's going to be a hot mess and some flickering and other stuff. But let's get into the game. Yeah, the overall performance, where this thing is a little bit more powerful, I think, than most of our, like, say, devices, this is not going to be like the ultimate N64 emulation. I say adventure. Yep, we need to destroy it all. Yeah. This game was such fun, but I must say, for a cheap game stick, it's surprisingly okay. Because I have seen and hear my share of really horrible emulation, but this, no. Woo! But I wanted to see what's going on when you're getting into the GameCube. They added freaking Neo Geo Pocket games. So the cake is a lie. There is no freaking GameCube in here. Oh man, seriously. But there is somewhere here Neo Geo Pocket. Is there somewhere in Neo Geo Pocket? Maybe they swapped it on the other way around. Wait, let me see. Let me see. There's no Neo Geo Pocket. Oh man. What a big bummer this is. And yeah, it's actually like some Neo Geo Pocket. I do wonder, did they seriously do this on purpose? Like trying to fool us all to see that this is going to be, or at least like fooling me, that there is like freaking GameCube on here? Oh man. Hey, but they didn't mess up the emulation. It's a freaking miracle. So let's move to the PlayStation 1 part. No audio delay, no weird things going on so far. So let's get into the game. The music is there, so also that they didn't mess up. Let's see what's going on with the emulation performance. If there's any slowdowns, because that has happened a lot. Nope, no problem there. So with PlayStation Portable, it's a kind of a mess. I mean, the game seems to be working, but if we're going to be looking into the overall gameplay, it seems to be working fine, but I also noticed that we had a lot of stuttering and glitching going on. And boom! Yeah, so select and start is kind of different with this one. You can actually see we're having CPU clock. Since when is that an option? Rendering mode, internal resolution, auto. Why is that set to auto? Frame skip has been enabled. So we can actually change out some stuff when it comes to that, but you know, it's kind of messy. It's absolutely messy. There were a lot of basic games on here, so that's good, because these basic games do work most of the time fine with these things. Let's see what's going on. There's nothing much of like a new game that I've never seen before, but Pinball Dreams. Turtles, okay. Huh. But also getting into the Tekken 6, you see a lot of struggles. Oh, absolutely. And this has to do, there's something wrong, you know, this should be playable to a certain point. Okay, so, you know, PlayStation Portable is just an overall problem. But let's see what's going on. Let's get into the frames. Seriously, 3 frames? Man, that's completely... Internal resolution to set to auto, why? Let's set this 1 and set internal resolution to this. Okay, let's exit the game. And let's boot it up. It's kind of cool that it remembers what kind of game time. But does it automatically? No, it doesn't really remember that. So that is absolutely pointless. Oh, that is really pointless. Yeah. Oh, no. Nice, okay. Let's try that again. So we have set it to auto now. Frame skip to 1. This should be not a problem, no. We can still mess around with frame skipping, but you know, it's No, this is just a mess. I just wanted to see if we can fix it, but no we can't. What the heck is going on with clocking? That is something new. Buffered mode, non-buffered mode. It's a mess. So this brand new game stick called the K8 Pro is going to be a different approach. I mean, you want to have Android, but I would not really recommend ever using Android on these things. I would just get something legit like an Android, works like a good NVIDIA Shield for playing games, and even then we have like amazing overall performance. So this cheap game stick, I have seen this format before, and these things getting really hot, having no active cooling in the inside. So if this thing getting corrupted, I would be surprised. It's also for the SD card, because these things are getting really hot. The controls are going to be way better than the previous one that have been reviewed, like the PlayStation 2 chemical ones. This is, yeah, much better when it comes to the over quality. No rumble, but overall emulation performance on this thing is one hot mess. And no GameCube, what a mess. Thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, and it will be great to see you in the next video.